Y'all, prepare yourselves because Hollywood just coughed up the twist of the year. Keith Urban has finally dropped a bombshell, and the internet is on fire. After weeks of hushed whispers, suspiciously private dinners, and those classic Just Friends photo ops with Nicole Kidman, the country king cracked. And what he mumbled? Baby, it flips the script entirely. Was this epic romance legit? Or just another shiny, studio-cooked PR stunt? Are we witnessing a simple breakup or a 5-alarm cover-up? Seriously, buckle up. Because this could be the most stomach-churning celebrity shocker of 2025. Go grab that popcorn, because this isn't some regular old Hollywood fluff. This is Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman. The drama nobody saw coming. For decades, the masses believed they were the gold standard of power couples. Grammys, red carpets, picture-perfect love, the whole 9 yards. But apparently everything that glittered was just cleverly painted tin, because a whole different mess was brewing behind those blinding smiles. Now, Keith Urban has basically poured gasoline onto the rumor bonfire that's been raging for months. It all kicked off on the set of Nicole's new mystery film with a younger co-star, which allegedly sent Keith into a spiral. Sources deep inside the production whispered to Hollywood Wire Confidential that Keith was completely unhinged. He was reportedly just showing up on set, unannounced, grilling crew members, and lobbing subtle shade at actors who, bless their hearts, can't separate reality from their roles. Major shade, right? Well, honey, that was only the appetizer. Then the pap pics dropped. Oh, you know the ones. Nicole and Keith exiting a Beverly Hills spot. No smiles, zero hand-holding, just that aggressively awkward we're fine body language. Fans instantly melted down social media with the hashtag, #AreTheyOver? While the gossip hounds went absolutely feral with claims Nicole was basically sleeping over at her co-star's apartment. Some even dared to suggest Keith was packing up their Nashville palace. But when entertainment buzz rang Keith's camp, the response was colder than ice. Keith is laser-focused on his career and appreciates his privacy at this time. Oof. That's PR code for something nuclear definitely went down. Meanwhile, Nicole played the part of the Ice Queen, a little too cool, perhaps. When Variety asked about her marriage, she offered a tight smile and this cryptic gem. Some things are sacred. What matters most is honesty. Honesty in Hollywood? That line alone had the entire internet spiraling into the abyss. Now brace yourselves, because the plot just took a turn darker than a midnight soap opera. An anonymous source, claiming to have worked for their own management team, confessed this whole facade has been rotting for years, but both sides totally agreed to keep the act going for the sake of their image. Translation: the perfect couple was actually a chilling, pre-signed Hollywood contract with a few pesky human emotions stapled to it. And if you thought that was peak drama, darling, you were tragically mistaken. It spirals further. Allegedly, Nicole Kidman was practically begging Keith Urban to snag more film scoring gigs. A desperate plea just so they could, actually be in the same city. But Keith, being Keith, supposedly refused, reportedly snapping that he absolutely refused to become Mr. Kidman. That single quote? Instant atomic bomb for the tabloids. Twitter threads immediately exploded with deep dive think pieces dissecting male fragility, the crushing weight of fame, and the sheer audacity of dating a partner who happens to be wildly more successful. But wait, here is the ultimate kicker. A leaked email. Yes, a D-mail somehow materialized online last week, allegedly proving Nicole's publicist had pitched a major streaming executive. The offer? Exclusive, behind-the-scenes access to Nicole and Keith's story in exchange for a plump 6-figure deal. If this is even remotely true, they were literally preparing to monetize their entire breakup before it was even announced. And y'all, that's precisely when the internet collectively lost its entire mind. TikTok sleuths immediately started splicing together ancient interview clips, dissecting every nervous flutter, analyzing awkward eye contact, with a slew of body language experts chiming in to declare them emotionally bankrupt. Conspiracy theories started breeding faster than TMZ could spit out headlines. But the one thing that truly gripped the masses was Keith Urban's legendary silence. For months, the man was a ghost. No fiery denials, no clarifying press releases, not even a cryptic, moody song lyric. Fans were practically begging the universe for a statement. And finally, when the gossip reached peak hysteria, he gave it. In a brief, sweaty backstage charity interview, he was cornered. When asked if the Nicole rumors were true, Keith just shrugged and mused, "You can't control what people say, but you can control what you know in your heart." A vague, pseudo-poetic dodge? Absolutely. A full denial? Nope. In the toxic world of celebrity PR, silence isn't some beautiful golden thing. It's a cold, hard confirmation by omission. From that moment forward, the narrative was irreversibly shattered. The public stopped asking if it was a breakup and started demanding, what deeper betrayal is lurking? Some analysts swore Keith's words hinted at infidelity, while others insisted he was just being the good martyr, covering for Nicole to shield her delicate image before her new movie premiere. One particularly spicy entertainment blogger dropped a thread claiming an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, sweeties, is involved, which means both parties are legally muzzled from spilling the actual divorce tea. But according to shadowy sources, the true reason isn't emotional. It's far more vicious. It's about money. Yes, you heard right. Turns out, Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman's tangled web of brand deals and joint endorsements had become such a financial nightmare that untangling it would cost millions of dollars. The whispers are intense. They stayed coupled not for romance, but purely for contractual convenience. As one purported insider dramatically declared, Hollywood marriages aren't about love. They're about optics and profit margins. And let me tell you, when that filthy money starts dictating terms, the true romance has already packed its bags. Now, Keith always tried to sell himself as the down-to-earth Aussie who just made it big. But fame, honey, changes everyone. And reports confirm his behavior backstage has been totally unhinged. One terrified sound engineer even claimed Keith absolutely lost it when his team dared to mention Nicole during rehearsal, allegedly bellowing, "She's not my manager, she's my past." Whether that quote's real or just a tasty exaggeration, the internet swallowed it whole. It's serving peak heartbreak. It's giving classic midlife crisis. It's dripping with reality show potential, and we are absolutely glued to the screen. But here's the most mind-bending part. Despite the full-blown circus, neither star has officially dropped the D word. Their terrified reps are still pathetically issuing press releases about taking time apart and reevaluating priorities, which is just polite Hollywood speak for, "We're totally done," but waiting for the highest bidder to announce it. So, the million-dollar question remains. What in the world is happening behind those heavily locked Nashville mansion doors? Because if the endless leaks, the PR spin, and the shady statements prove anything, this is not just a breakup. This is a slow-motion, multi-million-dollar brand implosion. And trust me, the plot only thickens. Because while Keith finally gave us something, Nicole's counter-move was about to blow the lid off Hollywood's biggest scandal. Just when we thought the drama had peaked, boom. Nicole Kidman entered her silent era, and Tinseltown officially lost its collective sanity. For weeks the woman posted nothing, said nothing, and did nothing. Fans frantically scrolled her Instagram every single day, praying for a caption, a quote, anything. But that absolute silence, it was deafening. That's when those whispers curdled into darkness. Because listen up, y'all know the deal. When Hollywood goes dead quiet, something nuclear is definitely bubbling below the surface. According to a self-proclaimed friend of the estranged couple, who gave an exclusive to Cine Exposé, Nicole and Keith had been living completely separate lives for nearly 6 months before anyone sniffed it out. Apparently, Nicole was planted, mostly in Los Angeles, while Keith was just ping-ponging between Nashville and Vegas for his little music commitments. But the jaw-dropping truth? They were allegedly communicating only through their management teams. That's right, emails forwarded by assistants. I mean, seriously, imagine being married and needing your publicist just to relay a message to your husband. Who does that? Insiders swore the breakdown started when Nicole signed on for this controversial new film, a dark, sexy romantic thriller that deliberately blurred the lines of reality. Her co-star? A baby-faced, rising actor half her age, who the tabloids instantly christened her creative muse. From there, the whispers of secretive late-night rehearsals, that infamous off-script chemistry, and an undeniable sexual energy spread like a 5-alarm wildfire. Keith allegedly lost it. He reportedly confessed to friends, "I've shared stages with legends, but I am not sharing my wife with Hollywood." That single insecure line just set social media completely on fire. Meanwhile, a scandalous viral TikTok clip suddenly appeared, claiming to be leaked footage from the movie's wrap party. In the grainy, blurry mess, a woman, suspiciously resembling Nicole, could be seen laughing entirely too intimately with her co-star, champagne glass firmly in hand, leaning in way too close for comfort. The comments section exploded. "That's not acting, honey, that's pure attraction." Keith Urban is somewhere right now punching air. But here's the kicker. Just minutes after the clip went viral, the account that posted it mysteriously vanished. Poof. Deleted overnight. Some conspiracy theorists believe the studio delivered a scorched earth cease and desist. Others think Nicole's terrifying PR squad pulled major strings. Either way, it cranked up the public suspicion meter to maximum. Exactly 1 week later, Poplar dropped an alleged exclusive leak, claiming Keith had gotten so desperate he actually hired a private investigator to tail Nicole during the production. The so-called investigator, quoted under the thrilling alias Mason, claimed Keith was just seeking clarity, not drama. But the resulting truth was allegedly worse than the rumors. Real or fictional, that quote did what gossip is designed to do. It spread like a plague. Overnight, the hashtags #JockUrbanFiles and #Nicole Exposed started dominating the trends. Fan accounts went full-blown detective mode, matching outfit details and comparing photo timestamps. The internet was officially QAnon for celebrity breakups. And just when you thought the awkwardness couldn't be ratcheted up any higher, Keith dropped a cryptic little song teaser on Instagram. It was just 10 agonizing seconds of him strumming. His guitar captioned, "Sometimes silence says what words can't." It racked up 2 million views within 60 minutes. The comments were flooded. "Is this shade about Nicole? Bro is officially soft launching his heartbreak era. He's totally pulling a Taylor Swift, y'all." But the most epic, wildest twist came days later when a Hollywood insider suddenly published screenshots of alleged text messages between Nicole and her sexy film co-star. The actual text was blurred, the names censored, but the timestamps and the emojis were more than enough to send the internet into a full-blown meltdown. "You make every scene real," one message supposedly read. Another juicy one claimed, "Can't wait till tomorrow night." That was it. That's all it took. Of course, Nicole's rep instantly dropped a pathetic statement claiming the texts were fabricated nonsense. But honey, the fans were not buying it, especially after her co-star posted a suspiciously timed, black and white selfie captioned with a simple, defiant, "No regrets." Meanwhile, Keith's behavior only became more beautifully unpredictable. During his Las Vegas concert, fans swore he choked up while belting out a tear-soaked love ballad. Some claimed they saw him desperately wiping tears during his closing number. One dedicated fan even snagged a clip of Keith whispering softly into the mic, "You think you know someone?" That devastating clip went viral instantly. At this point, this was not just tacky gossip. It was a full-blown Hollywood soap opera unfolding right on the main stage. Talk shows, late-night comedians, even serious radio segments started covering the saga. Everyone was desperately demanding to know the real tragedy behind Keith and Nicole. But underneath the memes and the drama were far deeper, much more cynical whispers, financial ones. Insiders claimed the couple had untold millions tangled up in complex joint deals, sprawling real estate ventures, production companies, and major sponsorship contracts that demanded they appear together. If they truly split, it would absolutely cost them a fortune. Therefore, several snarky PR analysts theorized they were strategically delaying the divorce announcement until they could quietly untangle the money like a bunch of greedy accountants. And here is where it gets absolutely juiciest. A Hollywood watcher claimed that the studio distributing Nicole's upcoming film allegedly strong-armed her into maintaining a public image of stability until the movie premiered. The article even quoted an anonymous executive who sniped, "Scandal sells tickets, but divorce overshadows art. We need her to look steady." So, was this entire relationship meltdown actually being meticulously managed for marketing? If that is true, what fans were watching wasn't heartbreak at all. It was Hollywood damage control in sickeningly real time. But the online energy kept shifting wildly. Some fans rushed to Keith's defense, painting him as the dignified, heartbroken husband. Others fiercely defended Nicole, calling her a powerful woman finally reclaiming her independence after years of suffocating image control. It officially became a full-scale digital war on Twitter, or X, or whatever the kids are calling it now. Hashtags like Chuck Joss Team Keith and Not Nicole Deserves Peace were trending right next to each other. A perfect messy duality. Then, the entire foundation of the scandal was obliterated by a leaked voicemail, reportedly snagged by some podcast host famous for exposing celebrity secrets. The recording allegedly featured Keith's raw, heartbreaking voice saying, "You lied to me. You told me it was just a scene. Now the whole world's laughing." Within hours, the clip was everywhere, instantly racking up untold millions of views, before some furious legal team pulled it down for a copyright violation. But the damage, honey, was already catastrophic. Fans were entirely convinced it was authentic. Nicole's desperate team immediately dismissed the audio as AI-generated trash, but shady voice experts quickly chimed in, claiming the vocal markers were eerily consistent with Keith's actual speaking pattern. By this point, the couple had degraded from red carpet royalty to viral gossip meme fodder. What started as a few juicy romance rumors had now spiraled into leaked voicemails, fabricated DMs, deleted videos, and total brand catastrophe. And still, neither Keith nor Nicole had publicly confirmed anything. No synchronized joint statement, no half-hearted apology, nothing. Just this agonizing, deafening silence, a constant tension, and a million obsessed fans analyzing every single lyric, every single word. But that gorgeous silence couldn't possibly last forever. Because when Hollywood's biggest, most dramatic couple finally implodes, someone always cracks and decides to spill the real story. And that is exactly what was about to happen next. And then, y'all, the tension finally snapped. Out of absolutely nowhere, Keith Urban popped up on a late-night talk show, looking strangely composed, incredibly polished, but with that subtle, exhausted smile that just screamed, "I've been dragged through hell, but I'm paid to look fine." The host barely made it past the basic introductions before dropping the question that literally the entire planet was waiting for. "Keith, the world needs to know the truth about you and Nicole." The live audience visibly held its breath, and Keith, without the slightest twitch, smoothly replied, "People love to build dramatic stories out of silence, but not every silence means guilt. Sometimes, it's just peace." Was that a denial? A confession? A beautifully constructed poetic dodge? Nobody knew. But that one single sentence instantly sent all of Hollywood screaming into meltdown mode. Within 60 minutes, Keith Urban was trending globally. Baby! Clips from that interview absolutely flooded TikTok, with creators doing exaggerated reenactments, heartbreak fan edits, and slow-motion breakdowns like they were analyzing Zapruder film footage. But here's where the chaos truly began. That first interview? It wasn't the whole story. Days later, a longer, unedited version leaked online, showing Keith getting visibly wrecked with emotion. In the unseen clip, he quietly confessed, "It's hard loving someone the world thinks they own." That single devastating line had fans ugly crying, bloggers crafting wild theories, and the PR teams running for cover. The comment sections descended into madness. "He's totally broken. He's protecting her reputation. He's about to drop the best heartbreak album ever." And y'all know how Hollywood's rigged. The more emotional the man looks, the faster the floodgates of sympathy open. Suddenly, Keith Urban was America's heartbroken, sad cowboy, and Nicole, the cold, ruthless ice queen who allegedly traded genuine love for a bigger paycheck. Never mind that half of this was pure, unadulterated speculation. That's exactly how ugly narratives are formed in the age of social media chaos. Meanwhile, new sources started crawling out of the woodwork like cockroaches after a flood. A former stylist claimed Keith and Nicole had a nasty blowout fight before the Oscars, where Keith allegedly accused her of using their marriage as a pathetic PR accessory. Another insider claimed Nicole dramatically stormed out of a meeting, screaming, "I can't babysit his insecurities for one more minute." None of it was actually confirmed, of course, but it didn't even matter. In the land of juicy gossip, the headline is the truth, and the actual facts are completely irrelevant. And then came the rumored financial documents. Yes, allegedly leaked bank statements showing the couple's massive joint account being split, their production company assets being mysteriously frozen, and a sketchy wire transfer to a private consulting firm, which the internet immediately claimed was code for a high-powered divorce attorney. Suddenly, everyone was hysterically whispering, "OMG, are they secretly divorced right now?" But just as the internet officially crowned Keith the heartbroken hero, Nicole finally, powerfully, broke her own silence. Out of nowhere, she appeared on the glossy cover of Elle magazine, draped entirely in black, with the defiant headline, "I'm done hiding." In the explosive interview, Nicole didn't name Keith directly, but she said enough to ignite every single gossip column in existence. She dropped the mic, darling. Nicole told the interviewer, "Sometimes love can be loud and sometimes it can be manipulative. I've learned that protecting your peace isn't selfish. It's survival." Boom! One glorious paragraph and the internet combusted. Manipulative. Survival. Fans immediately started dissecting every single word like it was a coded declaration of war. Was she accusing Keith of controlling her entire life? Was this pure, unadulterated emotional warfare waged via press quotes? Every grubby news outlet had a theory, and everyone magically knew an insider. Simultaneously, Keith dropped a surprise track titled "Behind the Spotlight," a slow, gut-wrenching ballad about the agony of loving someone who's constantly performing for the lens. The lyrics were pure fire. "You smile for the cameras. I wait in the wings. You play your role while I pull the strings." Fans didn't need a detective. They knew exactly who he was singing about. The track went instantly viral, shattering charts and sparking a million think pieces about using art as heartbreak therapy. Suddenly, this wasn't just messy gossip. It was entertainment gold. Streaming numbers spiked, interview requests doubled, and the very same toxic Hollywood machine that supposedly tore them apart started aggressively cashing in on their pain. And here's the true mind-blower. Sources are now swearing that the entire catastrophic breakup is being turned into a documentary series. Yep. Word on the street is a major streaming platform is secretly developing a 6-part docu-series called Urban Legends, Love, Lies, and Fame. The alleged tagline, "When the spotlight fades, the truth begins." If that's the real deal, it means the very scandal that destroyed their marriage is about to make them both ridiculously wealthy. But here's the ultimate kicker that literally nobody saw coming. Just as the fans were crowning Keith and Nicole officially done, the two were spotted together again. They were caught quietly sneaking out of some pretentious wellness retreat in Montana. No camera crews, no publicist entourage, just the two of them, hoodies pulled low, walking side by side. Within minutes, TMZ had the explosive photos. And just like that, the internet flipped its lid. Wait, are they secretly back together? Was this entire catastrophic meltdown staged? Did they completely fool us all for a massive publicity stunt? The confusion was instant, total, and glorious. Even media analysts couldn't decide if this was a genuine reconciliation or just brilliant rebranding. And honestly, in Hollywood, what even is the difference? Because at this point, Keith and Nicole aren't just mere people anymore. Their narrative, their love, their manufactured pain, their strategic silence, it's all been expertly monetized, analyzed, and recycled for precious clicks. What started as a simple romance became a lucrative business. What became a business turned into a global circus. And now the circus has launched a sequel. Still, something about Keith's last public words stuck in the craw of the fans. During a quiet radio appearance just before those retreat photos dropped, he softly stated, "You can lose everything and still have grace." He added, "That's what she taught me." Was that closure? Forgiveness? PR damage control? Nobody knows, but one delicious fact remains. Whether they're back together or just staging a slow fade, this Hollywood saga is far from over. Because in a toxic world built entirely on beautiful illusion, every single silence, every single forced smile, and every single lyric becomes a vital clue. And as Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman continue to expertly play their calculated parts on the grandest stage of all, fame, the rest of us are left wondering, was any of it ever real? Or was it just another perfectly scripted Hollywood love story, ending exactly how the ruthless producers planned it? So, what do you think? Was this real heartbreak or the smartest PR performance Hollywood's ever witnessed? Because when it comes to Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman, the truth is always wearing designer lies. If you think this saga is over, you are tragically wrong. Hollywood never ends the story. It simply rewrites the script. Drop your theories below! Smash that like button and fiercely tell us whose side you are absolutely on. Team Keith or Team Nicole. And don't forget to subscribe, where we turn every pathetic rumor into glorious reality TV, one scandal at a time.